The man picked up his glass and gave it a gentle shake, and the clear water instantly turned into red wine. He wasn't a magician, but he was the kind of guy that gave magicians headaches. He opened his hand to reveal red dye hidden in his palm. This old black man used to be a magician himself, but he thought performing for money was too slow, so he switched careers and made a living exposing magic tricks, becoming a traitor to the magic world. Thaddeus took Banner back to the crime scene from the day before, trying to figure out how the four horsemen robbed a bank without ever being there. He had Banner put on a helmet and stand on a teleportation pad. Then his assistant hit a switch, and Banner dropped straight into a vault. It turned out the horsemen had built a full-scale replica of the Paris bank vault beneath the stage, and the randomly selected audience member? He was planted from the start. That French guy had been targeted all along, hypnotized and manipulated. He traveled from Paris to Las Vegas, sat in a pre-assigned seat, and was randomly chosen to go on stage. As for how the real money disappeared from the Paris bank, that part sounded like pure fantasy. The horsemen had hidden under an armored truck in advance, hypnotized the guards, swapped real cash with fake bills made of flash paper, then set them on fire, burning everything to ash. No trace left. The entire heist played out like magic. Of course, this was just the old man's theory. There was no solid evidence. All they could do was wait and see if the horsemen slipped up during their second act. And this next show was even more insane. Hypnotist Merritt took the stage and asked everyone in the audience to write their bank balance on a card and stick it to their forehead. Even the big boss Arthur was brought on stage, and as a billionaire, his envelope was naturally bigger. It said he had $140 million in the bank. Merritt told everyone to shine a flashlight on their envelopes for a few seconds, and suddenly, people were shocked. Their account numbers had mysteriously grown by several digits. Meanwhile, Arthur's giant check was rapidly shrinking in value. Panic set in. He knew the horsemen's tricks weren't just illusions. Sure enough, audience members started receiving texts from their banks. Their accounts had actually grown by a large sum. The truth? Every person in that audience had once been a client of Arthur's insurance company. Back then, legal loopholes kept them from getting proper payouts. This magic show wasn't just for entertainment. It was a Robin Hood heist. With the job done, the horsemen prepared to make their escape. Banner rushed the stage, trying to stop them, but suddenly a dozen audience members tackled him. Turns out, before the show, Merritt had secretly hypnotized them, triggering them to go wild at the sound of "Don't Move." As the four vanished, Banner was helpless. Later, he found a chip had been secretly planted in his phone. No wonder the horsemen always seemed one step ahead of the cops. Using that clue, the police traced the signal and finally discovered the horsemen's hideout. But the horsemen realized they'd been exposed and packed up quickly.